Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Bim, bim, bim. Just bim. That's it. Have you subscribed? You're laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam, thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom. In freedom. In freedom. Peace and unity. Arise, my people. Arise, my people. With love and strength and faith. With all our hearts and minds we from about to go be down to the from Warri to Lagos.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. Thank God it's Friday and another lovely day, beautiful sky, though cold, but it is a lovely day. But I will start with a condolence to the recent, yesterday, I believe, plane crash in Washington, D.C. On behalf of the platform, we express our condolences to the family of those killed in the plane crash and unfortunate incident uh, that has happened. Like I always say, we don't know what is behind or around the corner. So let's make life, live life to the fullest. And unfortunately, it was a collision between a passenger aircraft and a Hawk military helicopter. Very, very, very unfortunately. Again, my condolences to the family and loved ones of those who are involved in this crash. Unfortunately, no survival in it. And as one who flies once or twice a month, I know what it is when you're on board the airplane. and you just leave everything in the hands of God, and that is what it is, what we are seeing today. Yeah, again, thank you for joining this broadcast. I can see a comment there from Poki. I'm going to highlight that later on. And so, in the wake of the recent mass deportation taking place in the United States, I mean, from history, I may be wrong. I don't think there has ever been such a mass deportation in the history of the United States or anywhere in the world. But it's happening, and it's happening for real. And so most countries or some countries have made arrangement for what, for their citizens to be what, to pick up their citizens from the US and bring them home and possibly provide a rehabilitation back into the system, introduce them back into the system, which is good. It's an unfortunate thing as well happening to just because I believe most went to seek for a better life, but things usually are not the same when they get there, which is the journey of life. The journey of life, in most cases, we can determine it. And for those of us or those of you who have fortunately been able to determine yours, thank God, and let's give our prayers to them. However, in the Nigerian space, the federal government urges its citizens in diaspora to transfer their dollars home to avoid losing their hard-earned money. And as such, it begs the question as to how do you feel towards such approach? How do you feel towards such approach from coming from what, from the Nigerian government? Irrespective of your feelings, I love to know your feelings, how you feel towards it. Let's be realistic. It's something that is happening, and it's. I feel I kind of imagine the agony and the pain some of them will be going through. And some will be living with one eye closed and another eye open. Some will have to relocate to another country if possible. Possibly, I think the closest country that they can go to at the moment is, I believe so, is Canada. And there are other countries as well too, but they also require papers to fly into those countries or to go to those countries. And this is in particular to Nigerians who are caught in this limbo in search of a better life. Is the federal government right in such an approach to say that they urge the Nigerian citizens in diaspora to transfer their dollars home to avoid losing their hard-earned money when deported? If and should they do that, what is the guarantee that the money will be saved or kept for them by loved ones? As such, begs the question as to how do you feel about this approach from the federal government? I've never heard or I've not heard if any arrangement has been made by the Tinubu administration to send a plane to pick up Nigerians who are willing, because it's one thing to send a plane, there's another thing to Nigerians who are willing to return back home. And if they are willing to, that's fine. If they are not willing to, what is their reason? The economy is in shambles. I mean, those back at home, excuse me, those back at home are struggling, barely can make ends meet, and how much more those who are coming back or to be deported from the diaspora. And this is always the case at times, and where we often ask ourselves this question as to how do we turn the country around so that we don't get caught in this limbo. I remember in Ireland that time, that's what we call the Celtic Tiger, when the economy was booming and most Europeans, Eastern Europeans, came into Ireland. But when the hand of this Celtic tiger, some of them or most of them returned back home. because they had something they're going back to. They have constant electricity. They've come to make the money and they're going back home to settle down. And most went back to settle down. But that is not the case with us Nigerians or with Nigeria in the sense that uh, we hardly go back home because what is in the home front is nothing to write home about. So how do we change this narrative whereby going back home will be a desire for us? Uh, Hopefully there will be 24 hours electricity one day and someday. Pokey, you did say something here. Let me highlight your comment. You say, why is this useless do nothing still heading the commission? I don't know much about her, and I will refrain myself from addressing her as useless because the decision comes from the very, very top. So, what do you feel in respect to this? What to this situation where the Nigerian government urges? To me, it's not a bad idea, suggestion, asking or admonishing Nigerians to transfer their dollars home to avoid losing their hard-earned money when deported. When this money or monies are transferred home, what are the guarantee or what is the guarantee that should I return back home, this money what will be there for me? That is another question that is before us. Now, I am not suggesting that the entire Nigerians are not trustworthy. That is not what I'm suggesting. However, in my considered opinion, this is my own opinion, which I always admonish people that if you don't have papers, in the context of Nigeria, if you don't have papers, I don't recommend you sending money now, except you are extremely, extremely sure that the person you are dealing with is what is a trustworthy person. Because let's keep it real from ex personal experience and from experience of people that are close to me that I know personally. Even those that even have these ones even have papers, talk less of the ones that don't have papers. Having papers gives you that advantage for you to be able to go and come, that easy access to go in and come out and be able to determine what to go and see what they're doing for you so that whatever money you spend, it won't be like you are fetching water into the basket. And this is very important. So I often admonish against people who have not regularized their citizenship or their stay in a foreign land to send money home because you can't go and see whatever project that you ask them to do for you. That is a risk involved. However, if you wish to take that risk, then all well and what all well and good to that effect. Uh, I mean, some of us have loved ones in the US who don't have their papers, and if you can reach out to them, you reach out to them because it's not going to be an easy. This period is going to be a very, very, very challenging period for them because psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and otherwise, it's going to be a very challenging period for them. So, as such, if you can reach out to them and encourage them uh, possibly to return home. It's a very hard thing to tell anyone. Let me be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's a very hard thing to tell someone to say return back home, given to the expectations that they themselves have left behind. And last week we deal with this subject in the women's segment. We deal with this subject of empty years of diaspora sojourn. It only becomes an empty years of diaspora sojourn when you go back home and there is nothing, absolutely nothing for you to fall back on. No house, no business, no nothing. All money sent home. Some idiot, pardon my French on this, which I don't like using. Some idiot whom you trusted and you gave money home already spent the money on themselves or built the house for them. These are realities of what happens on the ground. So let's say it as it is, as much as we want to maintain I want to maintain positivity and also to encourage people to have something back at home. The first thing anyone needs to have back at home is a roof over your head. You can't play with that. That is very important. Before you think of anything like investment, business, or whatever it is a roof, your own roof over your head. Because should anything happen, that is what you need, what you're going to fall back on. When you have a roof over your head, you are inside your own house. Nobody knows what you eat or drink. Nobody cares about it. No landlord comes to disturb you to pay rent. So what you're going to eat, what you will drink, clothes you will wear, those are what those are secondary issues to deal with. So what do you think? What's your feel in this admonition coming from the federal government of Nigeria, urging citizens in diaspora to transfer their dollars home to avoid losing their hard-earned money when deported? Like I said again, in my personal opinion, it's not a bad admonition. However, the issue is those on ground that this money that are the caretaker to look after things to help to make things available already before I arrive back in that country should I be deported. Even in the event that it's not a matter of me being deported, maybe I just plan to spend 10 years or 5 years or 20 years over there and do what I need to do to return back home. What is the guarantee that I will meet that? And the issue of trust is very strong issue back in Nigeria, either in relationship or otherwise. I also have passed through or passing through that, and it's very hard to trust somebody again who have let you down or betray you. It's very hard. Why you cannot blame that person at the same time if you've been betrayed or trust, you just have to let go at some point. You don't necessarily have to deal with that person again, but we've learned our lesson. So the federal government is urging the citizen. Is that the better approach to such situations? Should the federal government not be more focused in making the country a great place whereby people will not need citizens will not need to go out of the country except only if it is necessary, because we can stop people from migrating, not necessarily to migrate because the things are not good in the country, but just to have another field, maybe job wise, research or marriage may make people to relocate to a different country. But the home front must be good. The upfront is what matters now, and I'm gonna delve into some other thing as I go along, that the upfront matters a lot. I will fix the country is the focal point right now, because if the country is good, I don't think those the Irish or the British citizens who are in America and also have not, even though they have a right to travel there, they also have to regularize their stay at some point for them what to be able to not to be an illegal immigrant. Just hypothetically, they fall into that category and they are going to be deported back home. I can assure you that uh, some of them will say, okay, fine, I'm going back home. Their government will be prepared to accommodate them and provide for them up to giving them shelter at the very least for them to. But the reverse is the case with Nigeria. And we're not here to lament on what we already know. We're here to talk about the main subject, the approach of this government that we have at the moment. We remember what happened in Ukraine, that the government did not even send. It took days or weeks for those Nigerian students caught in that war between Ukraine and Russia for them to be moved away from that environment, while other countries made put everything scheme into place to move their citizens. Nigerian government, that is not the case. About the consulates, the embassies, Nigerian embassies we have in the US, what are they doing? I understand, like I get the message. I understand that it takes a willing heart for Nigerians to approach the embassy for help. But even with that, has the embassy given enough reason for what for its citizens to approach them for help? That is another question we have to look into. So, in all this, we look at what the journey of life, how things take turns, how life is at the end of the day, and how we approach it in this matter. As an immigrant myself, like I said, I know what they are going through. I can feel their pain. I can feel the anguish some of them are passing through. Sleeping with one eye closed, one eye open. Some of them will have to leave their job, unfortunately, in this matter. Their employer, who doesn't know anything about them, will end up knowing something about them because they are not going to give quit notice. Some of them are not going to give quit notice because the authority, the last news, the one I watched, they went to this law firm, this immigration law firm, to check on what clients they have, so they can come into a workspace as well too, because it's within the remit of the law for them to do so, and it is a very sad situation, a dark moment in their life, a moment they never wish that it will ever happen. So my heart goes out to them. But is that enough? No. More is expected from the federal government of Nigeria. And it saddens me that we are always left in the cold by our own government, always left in the cold, which is a very sad thing for that is happening. It is a very, very sad thing. Imagine this is a winter season and some of them will have to leave their house with no money in their pocket. And even with the money in their pocket, where would they go? They can't rent a place. Would have to stay in an hotel and waiting for this tide to pass. And should the tide not pass, because it doesn't look as if it's going to pass away anytime soon, they're going to run out of money. They will need food. How about the ones with babies, with children? What's going to happen to those ones as well? Imagine the children, what will be going through them. The innocent, because they are innocent in this case. At this point, empathy is what is required or expected from us. Good afternoon, Daniel TV, for joining. Good afternoon to you too. Thanks for joining. And the question before us is, what is your take or our take in what you feel? How do you feel about this approach from the Nigerian government? And what is the approach? The approach is that the Nigerian government is asking or urging a citizen in diaspora to transfer their dollars home to avoid losing their hard-earned money when deported. Well, to me, I don't think it's a bad admonition, but should that deportation happen, what are they going to meet back at them? It's about what is on ground, either from government or from loved ones. From government, it's nothing. From loved one, it is what it is, distrust. There's only one person I've ever advised in my life, if I recollect, to send money home for them to build a house for them, because I say, your father, I've dealt with your father, is a trusted person, and if you send the money home to him, he will what he will do, he will execute it justly, and that is what happened. He executed it justly for her, but it's not with everybody. Sadly, we have cases where parents, siblings have defrauded their own brothers and sisters, and when those ones get back home, they meant nothing. After years of sojourning and years of sending money home, they never got anything back again. So it brings that person to empty years of diaspora sojourn. So these are the issues that people face when they travel abroad. That things are not just the same way it is back at home. It takes years at times to regularize your stay, years and years and years. And I keep saying this to those of us who have been fortunate to regularize our stay. We shouldn't think we are better, or it is by our own smartness that will get there. Like I said, I've been there before, so I know what it is. I know how they are feeling. I know the situation. And to God, you will wish not to be in that situation, no matter how great or how fantastic you think you may be. You will wish not to be in that. And that is why the bishop, I'm trying to remember from Miriam Bud, uh, pleaded with the president to what? To show mercy, to have mercy. That is not political. Mercy goes beyond. I did a video recording this morning on that issue. Mercy is not political. Mercy is something that we have to show when it comes, because at some point in our life we've received mercy. We must not deny that. Even if we deny it, even if we claim that we've not received mercy along the way in our life, about our family members, loved ones, directly and indirectly, they've been shown what? They've been shown mercy. And that is what we need in this time of dark moment with Nigerians. I mean, it doesn't matter whether they're Nigerians or not, but the focus is what? Is on Nigeria. In this their dark moment, I think empathy, compassion is required for what? From us, not us to stand on that moral ground to say, "Oh, let them be deported." Yes, each country has their right to protect their borders. You cannot fault that. You cannot fault them doing that. That is them to do. You cannot fault them in that regard for what? For them to what? To do. But in doing so, mercy is what is expected. We must show mercy in this matter. Please reach out to them. Some of them will turn off their phone. I'm telling you from experience. Some of them will not answer their calls again, because any call that comes in, that call is treated with suspicion. You can't blame them for that. Any call that comes in, that call is treated with suspicion. Eh, and I was talking. I mean, my daughter, she once works with an immigration outlet, and she's when she saw and heard people's experience, and she said, "Dad, did you guys go through all this?" And I said, "Daughter, yes, we did go through this." Now you can see that life is not how you see it, how you view it, until you are there before before you can tell. Good afternoon to you, Mrs. Gladys Oyebo, Madam Gladys Oyebo. Apologies for that if I address you as where I shouldn't have addressed you. So, thanks for joining, for dropping in your comments. And the question before us, or the topic is, how do you feel about this approach from the Nigerian government, admonishing its citizens in diaspora to transfer their dollars home to avoid losing their hard-earned money when deported? Do you think that is the proper approach to follow? Does it really make sense? Should that be the focal point or the focus of the work of the Nigerian government in this regard? For them, for them to admonish Nigerians to send their hard-earned dollars home, and should they do that, what is the guarantee that they will meet this money? The money will be used to execute what they want them to execute for, given to past experience that people have gone through, that sent money home. And unfortunately, when they got back home, nothing and absolutely nothing, it's there for them. Some ended up committing suicide, some ended up injuring or destroying the life of the people they trusted. It shouldn't be so. So Uh, I don't know why the Nigerian government decide to take such an approach. And even if, in my opinion, I think that admission is not bad, is it the first step for them to even say? Should they not be thinking of what of fixing the country, or thinking of sending a chartered plane to go and bring Nigerians home, and how they will be what they will be rehabilitated back into the system? But because of this unkindness, or because of the things we showed, because of the things that the government has never been concerned about its citizens, that is the reason why where we are here today. The government does not give a huge about what is going on, and as such, it is where we are today. And some of us have families. I have friends in the US. Honestly, I can't even reach at the moment. I have friends in the US at the moment. I can't reach. Why? You know why? Because they've turned off their phone. Their phone, I cannot reach them. They have turned off their phone at the moment. So because they don't know what is happening, they don't know where that call is coming from. And so what do we do? What do we do? Is this the approach that the government should take in dealing with Nigerians who are caught in this limbo, in this dark moment, in this most frustrated time in their life? The mental agony that some of them will face in this regard. The mental agony. Sleeping with one eye closed, one eye open. That is a failure of our government. And the citizens will what? We are not doing anything about. One of the most painful thing is that even those people that they sent money home to, sadly, none of them will even reach out or will show this empathy. I'll give you a story. In fact, no, let me go back to this story. It's sad. It's really sad. I remember I had an incident back at home when I went to bury my mother, and I missed my flight for some weird reason. My only savior then was what was my girlfriend then, that came to my aid with what with everybody I reach out to, even those that have benefited from me. That by God's grace, I give God all the glory. All of them said they don't have money. No effort was made to even get money. All they say is, I don't have. And I said, oh, this is the reality of when things goes wrong with you back at home. You now know what it is. So, Madam Gladys, you said it's a dicey situation. Of course, it is indeed a very dicey situation for them, caught in that limbo. Very dicey situation. And at this point, empathy is expected from us. How we can reach out to them. How the Nigerian is sad, to be honest, that the government is saying nothing about it, except to advise them, to admonish them to send their hard-earned money home. That is the kind of government we are dealing with, and that is what we are seeing today in Nigerian space. In spite of the money, the wealth that we have on the country, things are not what it is today. Do we love to be here? No. Let's be honest. If you ask most Nigerians, where would you love to be? They will tell you, I would love to be back at home if things are what are in place. But things are not in place. No light, which is my own major concern. If there is electricity today, if there's an announcement of constant electricity in Nigeria today, like I've said it before, and I'll say it again for the record, I will pack my bag and baggages and start heading home because that's all I need. I'm sitting down here today because there's electricity. constant electricity. There was a storm here last week, and up to now, some parts of the country still don't have electricity. 24, I mean, they're out of electricity. However, the government, they're doing everything. They've asked help from Australia, from the United Kingdom, from Canada to come and help fix this problem. They are working 24/7 to get this fixed. Immediately, they put some of the people in hotels. Some hotels open their doors to them. Come and have your shower. Come and do whatever you do. Use the internet if you so wish to. So that is where we stand. This is in Republic of Ireland. I mean, where I am broadcasting from. Some areas don't have electricity. This is due to the storm that happened last week. I think last week Friday, if I'm correct, either Friday or last week, the storm that happened. But they're fixing it. Ours is not storm. When I mean ours, I mean in Nigeria, it's not caused by natural disaster, but rather the absence of electricity there is caused by what? By wickedness and docility of us citizens. So, like I said, forgive my language this afternoon. I'm using some language that I usually do. The docility, the indifference of us citizens is responsible for this situation that we have today. And those caught in this limbo in the United States or any part of the world in this their deportation is caused by the government and citizens. We citizens would think abroad is the solution. Probably some of us have made it, have achieved what we need to achieve, but yet home front is still not looking good. Our children are lost. Sorry to say, are lost in what? In diaspora. Are lost, totally and completely lost. Brains drained. I mean, I have my media guy or the guy that does media for me down this and that. The guy is the talent is very talented, but he struggles with electricity every day. He can't really do what he wants to do. He ends up driving a cab just to meet up. There's nothing wrong in driving a cab. I've driven a cab back in Nigeria before. There's nothing wrong if that's what you want to do. But you shouldn't be conditioned because of something that can be fixed to what? To drive a cab. This is my second, I won't call it second job because I'm not earning from it, but more or less it's my second job beside my primary job. It's made possible because of what? Because of electricity. And if we don't fix it, no, listen, you can take it anywhere you want to take it to. It doesn't matter. You can prophesy or whatever it is. Take it wherever you want to take it to. Without electricity, we're wasting our time. You can preach, you can pray, you can dance around the fire, dance around your shrine, whatever it is. Even your juju, the shrine also needs, sometimes it gets too hot, it needs AC to cool the shrine down. But if there's no electricity, even the gods will not be able to predict rightly because of the heat. Their prediction will be wrong. Will be what? Will be wrong. Will not be accurate in that reason. So let's. I don't know. Honestly speaking, I was talking to there's this is a slang. We have our own slang, but I like the Jamaican slang. God, God vex for America. That's the way they use the way they say it. God vex for America. So I was curious as to say, why will God be angry with America, and for what purpose? They often come Christians. Christians, it doesn't matter. Some Christians, not all, often describe the disaster or the natural disaster taking place in America as a judgment from God or what the Americans have done wrong or the fulfillment of the scripture is happening, is responsible for the calamities that is happening in America. Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you something today. I will swap that calamity for the situation in Nigeria. If we have such calamity in Nigeria, there's light, there are good roads, there are hospitals, good health care, the jobs, I will swap it. I will swap for it. Honestly speaking. Honestly speaking, I will prefer to stay in such a country with such a calamity. And even when the calamity takes place, there's always a response, quick response. It may not be 100% 100% perfect, but there is what they respond to calamity. They don't leave their citizens in the cold. They experience calamity, they make provisions for such calamity. And some sit down and justify without any scriptural backing to say, oh, God is judging America. Really? If you are asked, if God is judging America, then go and stay in Africa, where God is not judging them. If you think God is judging America, or the judgment of God will start from America, go and stay in Africa then, where God's judgment is not happening, where there is no, in fact, go and stay in Nigeria. Don't let me say Africa. Let me say country that I know, so that they will not say, do you know what Cameroon is? And I will not be able to answer you. Okay, let me talk about, go and stay in Nigeria if you know God's judgment is starting from, what is happening is God's judgment in America. Then go and stay in Nigeria. Then you will know the difference. 7 Up, they said the difference is clear. When the sun will rise on your head, you will know how far. You will know whether that is a judgment from God or a judgment from the devil. After the sun and you enter into your house, there is no fan or AC, and you're not using your hand to blow to fan yourself, you will know if it's a judgment from God. Rather than focusing on the important things, Christians pick up some foolishness that they cannot even back up. Rather than for them to promote good governance from the church, even up to our politics, they are promoting foolishness. Like again, I said, I will take America any day if what is happening there is considered the judgment of God, than to take what is happening in Nigeria, where judgment of God is not in existence. So before we start to say things, even if it is our opinion should be what should be evaluated. Let's review. Let's start to review our opinions, and as such, we will get to where we are going today. The focal point is our brothers and sisters caught in this limbo, and our own government is telling them to send their money home. How evil can you be? Yes, I did say that it's not a bad, but that is evil. Yeah, Mr. Murray, thank you for joining this lovely afternoon. This lovely afternoon. So, what is your take in this regard, Mr. Murray?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Electricity. It's always a pleasure, I've been listening to you. I just got off from work. I'm like, I wanted to come into the show. Since I was driving, I said that was not proper. So I decided to pull over. Thank you for your disposition towards the whole thing. You talk about the Nigerian government. It's almost like to the Nigerian masses, we don't have a government in Nigeria because they're never there for the people. They are there for themselves, for their families, and for their cronies. Apart from that, when it comes to things that have to do with the masses, the government is not there. It's not there. It's just on paper. Anything that has to do with the benefit of the masses, it's almost like we don't have a government. And It's so pathetic. You talk about our government. That one is even on one side because that one is already clear that except there is a, a turnaround when it comes to, Nigerian citizens, they don't count on the government for anything. You do almost virtually everything for themselves, just for survival. What is even more worrisome is the reaction of fellow Nigerians towards the whole thing. Those that are home, that wish they could be in America, they have not been able to make it. They just wish they should deport everybody to Nigeria. Those that have been here that struggle one way or the other to be where they are today, if you listen to them, you'll be like, well, were these people born in America? They were not born there. If you listen to them on different fora, you will be like, are these human beings? Or, I mean, were they, even one thing that people don't understand about America, right? The so-called owners of America of today, they're not original owners of America. Somebody asked a question. Will you not say the native Indians that were there that tolerated all manners of people from different parts of the world during persecution? If you look at the majority of the people that came to America, they fled for one reason or the other. They fled from one persecution or the other, to come to this place. Somebody now asked a question. Will you not say it was foolish of those people that accommodated them when they needed that help most? Or will you not say they were not smart enough or they should have driven everybody back? Start from Donald Trump, start from his wife, start from Elon Musk, start from anybody you talk about. They are all one way or the other immigrants to this place. You understand? So when you hear Nigerians talk, the way they heap praises and encomium on a Donald Trump, you'll be wondering if they're talking about another Donald Trump or the one that was here for 4 years, the one that we know, the ex-convict that we know, the notorious guy that we know for all manners of nonsense. It's not about what you want to do, the way you want to go about it, the approach. You could be dealing with a very a very popular policy, but using the wrong method. The America that puts things in places, like if you get here, you can come here maybe on a visit, you can come here through one way or the other, through studentship or whatever. If you come here, you don't want to go back home. They also made arrangement for, they make provision for where you can, belong to the system. The arrangements in place. Does it not surprise you that while you are still trying to belong to the system, while you're trying to regularize your status, they're already giving you something like work employment, right? So that you can get something to sustain yourself. You think they are foolish? They know you are contributing immensely to the economy one way or the other. When you start making something, you cannot pay tax. You cannot tax somebody that is not getting income, right? You can only tax somebody that is getting something from somewhere. So they make provision for all these things. They make provision for different ways you can regularize your status when you come here. But those people that struggle through the same process, if you hear them talk to fellow Nigerians or fellow immigrants, they use all manners of they go through words on them illegal. There's nobody that is born illegal. Not illegal human being. You understand? Some of them are in the process of trying to get it. Some of them are, for one reason or the other, they have not been able. At least they're running from one thing or the other. There's no place. There's a popular saying in our parlance: no place like home. You understand? No matter what you enjoy, no matter the electricity, no matter the food, no matter the road, no matter whatever comfortability you enjoy elsewhere, it can never be like you being at home. Home is home. Home is home. You miss your home every day. There are things you cannot do. There are things you just wish. Sometimes you just wake up like you want to go back home. But you look at it the other way around, they get like, some people are saying deport them if that will make the government to build their home. How does that even make government? See, the government in Nigeria, sorry to say this, they are not just careless, they are not nefarious, they are insensitive to the feelings of Nigerian masses. So how does the deportation of your fellow Nigerians make government to wake up and take care of their responsibility to their citizens? So when you listen to Nigerians talk,
sorry for interjecting you. If the people in Nigeria is not enough to make the government to wake up, why would they think deporting people, Nigerians back, will make the government to wake up?
Thank you, my brother. It's out of wickedness, and I think they just be callous. You know, you listen to them like this is somebody I know very well. You didn't come here. If the people that came here when they were already 30, in their 30s, in their 40s, they still struggle one way or the other. One day there was a guest on this platform. I don't want to mention it. He said when he came to America, he was a Democrat because he needed them, you know, to get on the streets, right? And he enumerated a lot of benefits he had when Democrat was still a good party because he belonged to that category of people. Now he's a millionaire. He feels he's a millionaire. Democrats are bad. You know, why will he, as a millionaire, he now wants to talk, he feels he's not a member of the billionaires club. He wants to belong to the club of the Donald Trumps and the Elon Musk of this world. I was just looking at this person. You know, do you have feelings at all? You know, having the feeling that you're talking from a very selfish and a very primitive perspective. When you came, when you needed them to, you know, get one or two things, the food stamp, the free this, free that, Democrat was good. Now that you are a millionaire, Democrat has become a very bad party to support. You know, it's appalling, my brother. When you listen to them, sometimes they speak as if they know everything. When you allow them to speak for like 10 or 15 minutes, you discover that they are just intellectually hollow. You know, they speak from the angle of selfishness and, you know, personal aggrandizement. Nothing other than that. You know, because now you came to America one way or the other, maybe as a visitor, maybe as a student, you never came here with citizenship, with a luggage, maybe, you know, it took you time. You went through thick and thin to become what you are today. If you listen to them, oh, Donald Trump should deal with them. He should send them back. If sending them back will make government. I'm like, are you okay? Do you listen to yourself when you speak? My brother, it's appalling, my brother. That's the wickedness of it.
Yeah, it is appalling. I just highlighted something on the screen, journey of life to death. Do you think we sometimes get carried away when we get to our destination? Just so, based on the points you are making, because I remember, not to mention him again, like you said, someone who wants Donald Trump or who wants the U.S. government, honestly, not to support pregnant women and all these things. They should be deported back home. And within less than 24 hours, or let me just plus or minus 24 hours, the person was now recounting when they were students and they had an issue for 3 months, no money. They went from church to church that they didn't attend. The churches gave them food and even check. And I was kind of surprised. If you have experienced this thing, why are you taking the position that pregnant women should not be supported? I don't understand. I'm confused.
Yeah, you know, that's the stuff you see. Sometimes I've stopped coming to Nigeria, you know, when we discuss sometimes, if you see 2 to 3 Nigerians talking in a forum like this, if you listen to them for like 30 minutes, you will know where we are in Nigeria as a country. The Nigerian nation, the Nigerian character will just give them some few minutes to interact with one another. The Nigerian character will show up, and you will know exactly where we are. Most of us talking, blaming the government of the day. We are worse than the government. Those in government we blame. If we have opportunity, we'll do worse than what Tinubu is doing today. We'll do worse than what Buhari has done. We'll do worse than what Jonathan has done. So this is the nature of, you know, well, I want to call it selfish nature of human beings generally, or just, you know, mass humanity to man. When it comes to the Nigerian perspective, is on another level. You know, the person was, I mean, if you look at the kind of words he was using on women, before you open your leg, before you do this, you should have known you have to take. I mean, what makes you think you have authority, you have the right to abuse women like this? When you came out of a woman, right? Out of the womb of a woman. Before you open your leg wide, you should have known this, you should have known that. You know, when you see people opening their minds so wide to vomit, to regurgitate some rubbish, you'll be looking at them like, I mean, your citizens, the American citizens you have today, were you born there? Did you bring this thing from heaven? You know, were your parents, you know, citizens of America? My brother, it's appalling, man.
Thank you for mentioning this because I did an earlier broadcast about showing mercy. Well, you know, the bishop that asked Donald Trump, admonished Donald Trump to show mercy. Donald Trump asked for apology, as she said she doesn't see the need that she won't apologize to them. And I did say that some of us don't understand what mercy is because along the journey of life, even if we are claiming that we've not experienced mercy and kindness, our parents, our relations, at one point or the other, they have experienced mercy and kindness from people. And this is non political. And so when we look at these issues, even in the court of law, they said tamper mercy with judgment or tamper judgment with mercy. And that is what some of us miss today. Like you said, when we come out and we say deport them, and how did we get our own papers? How did our parents who went ahead of us, those who their parents became citizens, have they ever asked their parents, how did you arrive in getting citizenship? Some of us, if we find out the way our parents gave birth to us, we will not open our mouth to talk again because we don't know. We don't know. We just this is what they just tell us. We go about. Some of us, our parents actually are prostitutes before they gave birth. Even when they went to a foreign land, they did what they had to do to be where they are today. Not because that is what they want to do, or because circumstances force them to. So before we throw stones, we should also consider that we have family members who are living in glass houses as well. So I'll be back tonight, hopefully by 8 p.m., 9 p.m. There's an interesting discussion that we will have today. I just thought I should do this discussion based on what I came across was posted in terms of empathy from our government to fix the country. Because if our country is good, why would Nigerians want to go away from Nigeria? If our country is good. Also, we citizens, we have to fix this country. We can't sit down and continue to blame our leaders. I've passed that stage of blaming leaders again, Mr. Murray. The problem of the country is us citizens. I just have to be honest with you. We're going to talk about this recent Afe Babalola withdrawing his case against Dele Farotimi tonight. And we're going to touch on a few things. I will change the time to tonight again. I had to run this afternoon so that I can run this other broadcast tonight. Initially, it was for next week, but because my next week is completely busy, so I won't be attending to that next week. So, your final word, I will give you opportunity. Thank you for joining, and I will give you that opportunity to give your final word in this matter.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, I was what actually attracted my attention was the way you position me from your own perspective. Your empathy, your sympathy with people going through what they're going through at this moment. Some people don't care. In an attempt to score some cheap political goals, to paint Donald Trump as their current messiah. Even those that are home, they see Trump as the messiah of the world. I'm like, are these people okay? I stopped arguing with them when somebody told me, about 2 or 3 people were gathered. I'm like, who is this man? Is this man is this the same man we've known for 4 years? The same man that sponsored the insurrection against first time against the Capitol Hill? Is it the same man that was brutal to everybody, callous and nefarious to everybody, that has no respect, no regard for anybody? Is it the same man you guys are praising to high heavens? They told me it's going to make a Biafra easy, possible. I'm like, oh, these people are, they don't even know where they. So I understand where they're coming from. I understand where they're coming from. This one will make Biafra. This one does not know if anything like Biafra or Nigeria, have the differences at home. People just open their mind to why to say anything that comes out of their mind. Attempt to score some cheap political goals. Campaigns are over. He's already the president. He does not remove the fact that
Donald Trump will remember
he's an
Biafra.
ex-convict.
Donald Trump that
For first time, America is having an ex-convict. I never knew this could be possible even in America. An ex-convict, an ex-convict, a convicted, becoming the president of America. We cannot change that. He's already the president. That's the wish of Americans, right? He has been elected. Campaigns are over. Let's deal with governance. Very soon now he will start blaming anything that he could not achieve. Is always will be blamed on the previous administration of Biden. Biden did this. Biden. You see the way he was trying to stop the student loans, financial aid.
Sorry, Mr. Murray, that is even student loan is too far. The recent plane crash that happened yesterday, it was blaming the Democrats for the employment issues with the control tower and everything. And a journalist was kind of saying, what is wrong with this man? We are here to show empathy. You are blaming the Democrats for, I don't understand. And this man carried the Bible to campaign to deceive gullible Africans or Nigerians, Christians. I don't know. The floor is back to you. I won't be leaving soon because my boss, KJ, is behind. He's trying to come in. So once he comes, we will continue.
Yeah,
so
let me just say this. Human beings, I think naturally we are gullible one way or the other. When I look at the gullibility of human being, even in American democracy, I've just concluded that maybe we, one way or the other, we are susceptible to all these political manipulations. Nobody is free from it. When we talk of America, the level of literacy in America, falling for this trap for a second time, not just the first time. So I'm beginning to wonder, politicians are the same all over. It's just a little difference here and there. What is even shocking about himself is that about his own style, he tells you exactly what he wants to do, and yet people fall for such gimmicks. Some people don't even care to listen to what he's saying or the implication of what he's saying. They just applaud him all the same. They don't care. They don't care. The same. That was the same thing he did during COVID. He was around during COVID. He was telling people he underrated COVID at the beginning, and a lot of Americans lost their lives for that negligence, for that singular negligence. At a point, he was like telling people, why are we voting so much money into this project? If you can rub a sanitizer on your hands to kill the virus, people can as well drink it, and that will take care of it. As foolish as that man is, as foolish as that talk was, some people also fell for that. And for a second time, he's coming. This second time is going to be very brutal. We should expect one drama at a time. We should be ready to move from one drama to another. I don't expect. I'm not going to be disappointed because I'm not expecting much from him. I blame Nigerians are not even in America. The Nigerians are those in Nigeria. They know Donald Trump better than you. That is in America. That's the irony of it all. They tell you this is the Messiah. If they would go, sometimes they go public, they go spiritual. They see the hand of God in this man. I'm like, what? Sometimes he try to cajole them by, he doesn't know any verse of the Bible. Ask him one verse in the Bible. If he quotes it and tell you the implication, he doesn't know it. I'm surprised he cajoles everybody, to his own side, and the people are applauding him. This is just the beginning. More catastrophe will come. But one good thing, there are strong institutions here, like what he tried in the first tenure. There are strong institutions here. The National Assembly, the Senate, the Rep, no matter how, dominated the House is by the Republicans, they have a way of, putting their political affiliation aside when it comes to national issues. They come bilateral, they want to deal with it the way it is. I know he's a different human being though. But then you have an institution like the Supreme Court that will checkmate him. And I know he's not willing to listen, but there's a limit to which his madness, can go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My boss is here, so I'm not going to be handing as I thought I would be handing it. KJ, welcome. You can see the topic there, and the Nigerian admonition. The Nigerian government is asking you, KJ, to send your dollars home just in case you are deported. Asking you to send your dollars home, just in case you are deported. Will you find this money when you get back home? Is this the best approach from the Nigerian government? That is the topic of this broadcast. So I'll give you the floor to weigh in on this matter,
All right.
and also
Thank
to
you.
weigh in what Mr. Moria, what you've heard so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like when I saw your topic yesterday. I just indicated that I will be in, and so even though I'm on my way to work, and just like Mr. Murray, I had to park aside and respond to probably part of what he has said, and then of course what Abike Dabiri said. Mr. Amore, the election campaign is over. Election have been won, and Donald Trump is now visibly and authentically the president of America. Let's leave campaign aside and let's leave his personality and just watch and see how it goes. But attacking him, I don't think is going to help us. It's rather going to take us to election mode, and that will eventually bring all kinds of no politician. I repeat, no politician, whether in Nigeria or in America, that is all good. They all have something behind. It's just choosing between the devil and the deep blue sea. So don't tell me that whether the ones who lost would have been better. They all have their issues. As a Christian, I cannot come and support anybody who will tell me that to take the life of an unborn baby is right. I won't except for any other health emergency. So I will never succumb to that, because it's totally against everything I stand for. Because if the person who gave birth to me did the same thing to me, I will not be here today. The only reason why I came through is because my mom allowed herself to go through the process. So that's aside. But what I want to weigh in total is I want to let us know how the Nigerian government thinks of you. They think of you as a money venting machine. Don't think of you as a citizen. The reason why they are even speaking in the first place, because they know that, for instance, the number put together is about 5,000 Nigerians. So if 5,000 Nigerians send in $1,000, you can see that the government don't have any reason to look for dollars for the next 2 years. So that's what they're seeing. That's how they're seeing us, and that's what they're seeing you to be able to. It's not because you are here to acquire any form of advanced knowledge to be able to help in your country. It's not because they're going to say, you know what, let us take advantage of what's happening now. Let's go to one part of Nigeria, maybe extend Abuja, make a special development area where they will now say, you know what, Ghana is harvesting African Americans coming back to set up in Africa. Let us now develop one part of Abuja, make it purely for people who are coming in, make it purely a development area for all those people who will be coming in, for all the Black Americans who want to trace back their roots and have a place to live. Let us create an economy that will be driven by these people coming back. No, they are thinking of the lowest hanging fruit. How can make ourselves better? How can get more money from them and accessorize ourselves by having more to do, more luxury goods to please ourselves and our cronies. They're not seeing how can we take advantage, which is what is the problem with Africa. When shall we wake up and band together and realize that we can actually push our own narrative, and realize that we can actually have control of our own resources, and realize that we can actually create our own heaven other than what has been created for us? When shall we say to ourselves, you know what, in the 60s, the Nigerian universities used to rank among the best in the world. How do we get back to that place? Do you know something? How can we say to ourselves, you know what, Malaysia, that is exporting palm oil right now and is one of the leading palm oil producers in the world, how do we get back? Because we realize that the seed that Malaysia is using came from Nigeria. When do we say to ourselves, you know what, when we are growing up, every part of the West was filled with cocoa plantation and rubber plantation in the middle, in the Benin and all that area. How do we get back to that place? When do we say to ourselves, you know what, since these things are not working for us, since we have tried oil is not working, how do we go back to our agriculture? How do we make the granite pyramid come back in the north? How do we make Plateau State the hub of fruit production? How do we make Benue State the real food basket of the nation? How do we help to put industries that can help us develop that area? How do we turn Niger State, that is bigger than some of the European countries, all put together? How do we use that place as a hub for agricultural production? When shall we, as black people, think outside of the box? We go to the supermarkets, we buy
Sorry, Mr.
potato
KJ.
chips.
Is it
Yeah.
that these things are not working for us, or is it that the case of we are not managing these things very well?
It's not that it's not even working for us. We're not thinking about it. We are thinking of finished products. We're not thinking how to engage the useful population we have. Look at the magic going on in Burkina Faso. How can a president in Africa wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to pay my people the same rate they are paying in Europe, making them to live. I'm going to establish some of the best schools and make sure that our children get into education and learn what they are learning to those places. You know what? We will no longer export our raw material. We're going to produce finished products, and if you want, you can buy from us. That is the thinking of people who want to change their situation. That is the thinking of people who do not think that every minute now their president is gallivanting all around the nations of the earth, say they are looking for foreign investment. Foreign investment is within your Shokoto. Why do you need to go to other places to look for foreign investment? Foreign investment, you have Nigerians who are investing in other nations, other countries, African countries. Why do you not go to those people and say, let us have a deal? This is what I want you to put here. This is what I want you, just like Dangote have been able to help in Lagos. Why not discuss with the Tony Limolis of this world, the Otedolas, or whoever you want, even if it is Mr. Omore, you want him to own, he has an idea, you meet him. Oga, put your idea here. I'm not interested in your tax. I'm interested in how many can you employ 1,000 of our citizens in Benin. Can you put that can employ them who is exempt you from tax? This is how people who want to progress think. That's how they think. They don't sit down to begin to see how they can benefit from the little that's coming from their citizens. Okay, you have so much. I mean, did you read? If you read what do you call it? They did a tweet. Okay, we invested 9.something billion. All right, and then we are coming to beg for 500 million from America. We are crying that Donald Trump stopped foreign aid, but you just threw away 9.6 billion on what you call East Coast Road. That's not going to even be able to generate $500 million at the end of the day. Is that how the people who want to progress think? Is that how a people that are looking for how to benefit their people allow their people to come to? Is that how they think? Who thinks that way and makes progress? Okay, that money is now sitting there. The project cannot be completed. That money is sitting there, but we are crying. Whereas we can, on our own, finance all the NGOs. If it's 500 million we're getting from them every year, we can finance all that with our own money and be able to tell our people, teach our people, change their mentality. Because that is where the whole problem is coming from. Do we love to live in the West? No. We can, because most of us who are here have been frustrated. You are frustrated out of your business. You are frustrated out of your profession. When you get tired, you pack your load and say, you know what? Since I cannot make progress, let me go somewhere else and try and see. That's what I've driven us out of the place. It's not because who wants to look at how I'm dressed? Is this how I've been wearing my t-shirt, feeling funky, But that is what we have found ourselves. And those who are in the saddle of events or activities, so economic activities in our nation, are only seeing you as a bag of money. They're only seeing you. They're not even looking at your welfare. None of them have said, you know what? Let us see how we can even try to use negotiation to better, help our people. Since we know that majority of the money coming from America is helping our economy. No, if you are coming, just come. Make sure you transfer your money.
This is a very strong point you just made now, to be honest. Because majority of we send money home, Americans, Nigerian citizens, They've never even thought that these people are helping our economy. As bad as it is, how can we? Not even the High Commission or the Nigerian Embassy in the US there. Not. It's a very strong point you made, and thank you for that point. This is what I want to ask you. How do you think? You probably know some Nigerians who are caught in this dark moment. How do you think they are feeling right now, Mr. KJ?
Come again. I didn't hear you.
You probably know some Nigerians, even if you don't know, who are caught in this limbo of deportation. How do you think they are feeling right now?
I tell the truth. I spoke about this on Saturday, and I said I totally agree with Omori where he stands. You see, except somebody have committed a heinous crime, except somebody who have getting himself involved in killing other people or maiming other people or raping, I do not think that any measure taken in this order is going to be beneficial to the people. And if, in fact, I spoke to Rudolph offline yesterday. I said my heart broke when I saw what was happening to certain people. Because as a human being, you're already feeling like a partridge, a dove being chased around by a hunter. So it becomes difficult for people to even coordinate themselves. I feel so bad because some of these people have families. Some of them, they are the breadwinners of more than 100 other people that is behind them. You may not be seeing those people's face. You may not know those people's face. And America may never know those people's face. But the people that are here are supporting several other people. And it's so, so painful to see that happening. And America, I will not, how do I put it? America is actually trying. But I wish that somebody will give a better understanding of how these things can be done without necessarily putting people in this order. I mean, it doesn't tell well when I see the news all around the world is being beamed. I know that some people don't care, but I don't think it tells well of the goodwill that the world has extended to America, whether you like it or not. You see, just like when you're talking about the DEI, they thought that black people were the ones who were benefiting from DEI, but eventually it was discovered that black Americans and black Africans are the lowest in the cadre of DEIs. They are the lowest because majority of us, most of you talking here have PhDs, they have masters. Very few Nigerians that I've met in this country that don't have none of them that I even know that don't have a first degree. So you see, it becomes difficult to say we are people who will not be able to contribute at the highest level. Okay, so for talking as for Nigeria and for black people from Africa, I think I don't know. None of us. There are very few Nigerians who live on food stamps. Very few, if there's anyone at all. Okay, because they all come with one intention: to work and better their life. We're not coming here because we want to come and engage in free food or whatever. No, we come because we feel it will give us an opportunity that we're not able to get back home and be able to help majority of the people there, while we are also helping to build the economy in America. Nobody wants free food. Back in Nigeria, I was when I knew that there's no free cheese in America. There's no free cheese anywhere. Okay? If you are even looking for free food, you should be back in Nigeria. Because if I was a politician, majority of my friends are in the politics right now. Some of them are in their house. I can as well be able to feed properly. I can as well be able to follow them and join and sing on your mandate to stand. And I'll have enough food to eat. But we want to make a difference. That's the truth. I'm telling you, my brother. That's the truth. We can go there and be shouting on your mandate to stand. Every day we'll shout it on your mandate to stand. And they will see us as one of the boys and make sure that we have enough to eat. But you want to give some value to your family, your children. You want to teach them the culture of hard work. Work for your money. Don't wait for any free food. That's why we are here and doing what we are doing. That's why we left. Because when you know that your situation cannot give you an honest living, and to be able to make what you want to achieve in your life, you take a bow and say, you know what, let me go try somewhere else. So I conclude this way. If we are looking at the Nigeria that we are of our dream, of what we see here being built back in Nigeria, my brother, maybe we'll be waiting maybe after 100 years, but not in the next 50 years. Because the people you have in authority right now and who will probably take over from them are not thinking in that order. They're not thinking the way to strengthen the existing economy and the people. If you did anything that had to do with management at a higher level, the first thing they tell you that the people, your staff, your personnel are what? They are the people that is more important than the company. Because no matter how your company is bad, if your staff is not able to do, they can't create a wealth. But if your people are good, they can think outside the box and bring a change. When
Thank
shall
you.
Nigerian people think of the people? The government think of the people. Think of the people. When will they wake up and think of the people? Did you hear what Mr. Modire was saying? If the man who is at the saddle of things now think that he is the wild horse and he can run out or run rough shoulders over everybody. No, some people will call him to order, say, sorry, sir, what you said, what you are doing is not in alignment with our constitution. And therefore, that cannot pass. And that will stand. Not that people, when that is done, they'll take some millions and go and give people and say, you know what, we're gonna calm down. President don't talk. President don't talk, so now the law be that. Until we come to the place where we all respect the rule of law, my brother, 100 years, we're still where we are. I'm telling the
Thank you very
truth.
much. I'll
Thank you,
come
sir.
back to you, Mr. Moria,
All
Mr.
right.
Let me give up Uzo. Uzo, thanks for joining. And Uzo, are you with us? Are you Uzo, are you rewinding your water pump or what are you doing?
You want to rewind your own? Now they charge a lot to $75 per hour,
$7 per
maximum of
hour.
4 hours. I get people.
If I send that
Maximum of
money
5
home now, I'm not
hours.
going to see it when I get back home. That's the problem.
Don't worry. So also, how am I doing now?
Fine. So how are you? I believe you've been listening in the background and you would like
Yeah,
to
I
weigh
believe
in on it. The floor is
we
yours,
made that
please.
people, somebody that's people outside is even talking much of what they don't know that we that are here. I'm not a Trump supporter, but it's going to affect almost everybody, both Trump himself. What he's doing is going to affect him. I don't tell you that I didn't say what he's doing is bad. The situation is like I don't know anybody where they say they see 300 Nigerians. I don't know anybody they have. So, okay, how do you get the number of 200 Nigerians? There are people in prison or people in a correction center or people that have anything like they're already in government file. That's how they can put that number off. But if it's on the streets, I don't see anything is going on the street. If they tell you they want to deport 300 people, that means that 3,000 people, that's 2,000 of them are people that committed one internet fraud. I know how many Nigerians who are committed internet fraud that are in prison. And some are just, they let them go. They don't have paper, but they let them go to walking around the street. All right. Those ones, they have the information, so they can track them down anywhere and arrest them. You remember when they busted so many Nigerians last year, 2 years ago, in different states, about 100 and something people they busted for internet fraud. All those guys are still here. So if you are putting that number, that's people that are going after. They're not going after a layman that don't have paper in the street. They're not stopping anybody. They're not stopping anybody to say why is that, why is this, why is that. They only go for like people that have already have that record that they cause nuisance to the society. That are people that are going for right now. They have not started. I'm here in Texas, so in my area I've not seen eyes. Eyes have not even like stop anybody come to your house. You're in Nigeria, in our community, nobody have said okay they have blacklist them. I know some of them don't have their papers to work, but they have not arrested them yet. But everybody was careful where you go. Like gathering of where black gathered church, where you can see about 200 at least people, 200 worshippers. They can know that okay, if they come there, they must get one or two. But it's not going to be how people are thinking it's going to be. Everybody is just careful. They don't have people, they are very, very careful, but they are not the way people are saying it. If they say 3,000 people, I say that is so the number is already put place. And those people, they are not like some of them are in prison, and some of them they were arrested, they take them to court, they get a good lawyer, they let them out, all right, and put a caseworker, put something on their leg, know where they are, and they go back to science, and they are working also. put sauce on it, do whatever, leave a normal human being. So those that can be tracked and get them. They can be tracked, all those ones, and get them. There are so many of them. So that's why they put on the throne. But if I tell you that, okay, they want to move everybody around, man, it's not going to be easy to chasing people around, like chasing people around. Okay, yeah, do you have paper? You don't have paper. All they see, they stop you. They only got, it's not like
But,
not like Europe.
those are even
Yeah.
though let's go by your argument that they are targeting those with criminal records. The statement alone, the fear alone, like you said, let's say the church has a congregation of 200, and let's say it's only 50 that have papers there, meaning that 150, the remaining 150, probably will not attend church for the next 6 months.
That's how it is. And they won't go to market.
Point of correction.
Okay,
Point of correction.
Right.
It has gone beyond what Mr. Uzo has just analyzed. I think maybe that's what is happening in his own environment in Texas. In New Jersey, they have gone as far as raiding markets. Like there was a fish market that was raided in New Jersey, knowing that those that work in those areas, some employers here, they want to make things, they don't want to pay what they're supposed to pay. So they try to employ these people, and they don't really care. $10, $11 per hour means a lot to those people. So they have started raiding places like that where they feel, people working here, the employees here may not be having what they're supposed to have. So they have even gone as far as to places like New York. Before now, places of New York were like, no man's land. No matter what is happening everywhere, like Texas and every other area, New York has always been a safe haven for people like that, because there's a way, New York has a special way of covering for people, making people like that to get on their feet. They raided a place in the Bronx. Those people that were arrested maybe could be of questionable character, but along the line, in the course of such a raid, anybody could become a victim. Whether you have a criminal
collateral damage according to military.
Exactly. So
collateral damage. Yeah.
It's beyond what you think they're doing.
Don't listen to my submission. I'll tell you that. Yeah, like if you come here now, even like a normal day, that's a Home Depot. You go there if I want a laborer, I want the help. I can't do the Home Depot. You see about 100 of people waiting for help. If you go to, if I go and get anybody to help me out for something now, I can't let anyone anymore. Everybody's at home. No one want to go get caught. All right, everybody's at home now, because if you want to hold them more, you go to a Home Depot store, you see some of them hanging in the LP for Wuku, like all those kinds of charge you, they don't have paper. So but right now that place is deserted. You can't see anybody, can't even see anybody to call. So you can help me out for this. So it's that level. I'm saying that if they can target where they hire more people like Africans, like let me say like 200 churches, they know that they must see people that don't have paper there. So they will target that area. All right. So it's not that they will see on the road and stop you, or go to here you're shopping and stop you, or they see you in Walmart and say, hey, come here, or they see you, they don't, except if you commit anything. Like normally you go to club, there was a shooting, they start raiding. If they raid you, they will start questioning you, know your background, this, that, but even not that. Or you go to here, there's a crime, a high crime place, they catch, they start questioning, who you are. But they can't see you on the Walmart and stop you and say, okay, come here. You understand my point? Or see you in there, or you driving, you're just your own innocent. No, they're not doing that yet. The eyes are going after the
the Nigerian government said you should send your money home just in case you get deported.
Who the Nigerian government? Who the Nigerian government? They are not even saying themselves the truth. That's for one thing. Nigerian government are not saying themselves the truth. They don't know what is going on. They're just going by what they see in social media. People inside that we tell them that if anybody here in Nigeria here, Igbo KJ have anybody he knows that they have arrested, that they were about to send to Nigeria, let him write that somebody he knows say, okay, this person have been called, let the person in Nigeria, let the person talk. Let not just assume 300. Who know who?
No. My question is, the Nigerian government said you should send your hard-earned money home just in case you get deported. Would you do such thing?
Do you even think that people have more in this country? No. Do you think that people in America, they have money in this country? Everybody is struggling to survive. The money you send, there is service. All right. They are, no, sometimes the eye they used to look at people in America is different. All right. You said you want to live a good life here. So you want to live a good life here, a buyout life here. For you to have a savings, by the time you pay your mortgage, pay this, all your money is gone. Except you have a second job that you are doing or something else by the side that even give you that money you're talking about. Or you are invested. Most of us invested in Nigeria, where the money is coming from. After we cannot do shipment and this again. So they don't think that people have money here to send back home. Nobody have money to send back home. Everybody just living by God's grace. So that is not the part. Another thing. So Nigerian government, leave them alone. Those are propaganda machine. They don't know what is going on. They don't even know what is going on. You know, that's as I said earlier. There are so many Nigerians which they will deport so many Nigerians. I know they are deporting. I think they know they have a criminal record. They already know where they are, where they live, where they go every day because they put this on their leg. Like it's a reader. Anywhere they are, they know them. You will see them normally. He said, I know one electronic device here. They know where they are. They go back to work. They are working, do everything. Some are driving truck. So, but they know that okay, these have a criminal record, so they can always get information, get them anywhere they are. So that's so many of them. You know, all those ones committed 4 years back. Remember?
To both of you. I'll start with Omori. So, let's say they deport as many as they want to deport from Nigeria or whatever it is. Will that solve the crime or the death rate or whatever it is that US is experiencing? Will that solve the problem? I'll start with your Maury.
No, not at all. Not at all. If you look at most of the crimes committed, the school shootings and everything, it's not even by undocumented immigrants. That is not to say there are not, there was influence of immigrants from all over the world, especially from Mexico and from other areas, during the Biden administration. So he's of the opinion that everybody that came here that period were all criminals. He's just looking for an avenue to justify his action. He's on a mixture. He doesn't hide his feelings. He's a racist. You can tell from the way he's from all his actions. He's a racist, and he doesn't have a respect for anybody. So he's hiding other certain utterances, other certain statements to make it look as if everybody from Mexico or every immigrant is a criminal. That is not true. Immigrants do a lot of things in this country. The apples from the farm, your garden, Mr. Uzo, you may not have time. You are too busy. Sometimes by the time you come back from work, you are too busy to be thinking about to carry your compound. You look for a Mexican, just a call away. They are there. About 2-3 are begging to, before you know, your compound is clean again. They do a lot of work, in the restaurant, the cooking, the everything you do, the grocery stores, you see them everywhere. The construction, even the construction. Somebody takes the contract, he goes out, to employ undocumented immigrants. They do a lot of job. So that you are documented in this country does not necessarily mean that you are a criminal. Most of the people that even, give guns to their children to go commit what they do, they are even citizens. Most of them, they buy guns like they buy pen, like we buy pen for our children in Africa. So are you going to deport those ones because they are criminals? Because they, commit 1 or 2 things? So it's not going to eradicate it. It might, reduce it maybe to an extent, but it's not going to be the end of, the crime. It's still going to be there.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. Mr. Uzo, you're muted. Can you unmute yourself, please?
All right. In response to what you're saying, that when you say this guy, because me, I'm working. I don't want to be sure his name. He's a racist. Guy he's a politician. You don't even attack people I work with here. They don't even care for you. All right, we are talking about, they don't even care for their follow color. They don't even care for them. They don't care for what the guy knows is people, rich people close to him. That's what he knows. So he doesn't know black. He may say it with his mouth, but everybody is going through the same suffering. I was telling them here, if they move all these people that claim my grant $25 every week, and then I want to go for John Moore that clear grant, they'll charge me $150 every week. That is what, yeah, I paid $25 for those guys, all kind of truck, clear if I come back from work. But now those guys are gone now. I tell you, $150 for them to clear it.
To claim $150.
Yeah, for John Moore, like big companies to come and
That's enough money to marry 3 women in Nigeria.
But now with our immigrants, they do $25. They do $25 every week. You know, if you take them out, then what happened? Plumbing, the same thing, everything. You got to affect everybody. Like, and the crime, it won't stop the crime. The crime, people who commit the crime. If you look at the school shooting and everything, it's done by the citizen. It's by the even the one that happened in Louisiana the other day. It's not that a retired military guy that went there used car to clear people. So it's not a matter of it's just like taking out just I don't know the mentality of it. Yes, I know it's not. But sometimes what they do is not after you see the good and the bad and the ugly also in every society. You know, we know what is going on in this country. You know how things are being done. But end of the day, it's going to affect everybody. Any decision he make, it affects black everybody. It doesn't affect only okay. It's only affecting the black or the Mexican. You're going to put white, brown, wherever you are. If you don't work, you are going to affect everybody. Employment is going to, like, if I'm looking for a job now, I know that like people are looking for a job now. All those people that don't have undocumented, they're all of them are staying at home. A social construction company, because that's where you get them. They're going I was telling my guy to fix a roof every 12 years, bro, insurance is like $15,000. Who got all that roof is the same people. If they are not there anymore, guy, your roof, nobody will do for you for $30,000 anymore. so that's where they get all the construction places. So it's going to affect so many areas of life. You know, he's doing cleanup, but yeah. You see the rubbish of government. They know where this, like, there's a place here where I stay. We know that these people are Colombians, basically drug lord area. How did they arrest them for a long time? It's not they want to start cracking them. The government know these details exist. This is what they do. Why they leave them to go that high? They will buy houses, buy flashy car. You see this, you know that this place is no-go area. People here they are what they're dealing with. The government's just, they don't even look at them. But now they are trying to track, as I said, and I've not seen anybody that I know that's undocumented person. They say, okay, they are sending him back. You know, and not anybody that see anybody, let him come and say, ask anybody online. And this anybody, do you know anybody? About how many of us on this platform? I think we're up to 20, 30, 40 that are living in this United States. Anybody that say, okay, I know person, make he can't talk, right? Make he can't talk. Nobody know anybody. I don't know anybody.
Nobody's gonna talk that kind of a thing out because you have to protect people's.
No. As I said, if I say, okay, I know 2 or 3 people they have, I'll go say I know, but I won't call his name. You know, my point.
Yeah.
Anybody that know, okay, I have seen, I know people I've had. Somebody I know that, you know, I have not done. No.
It's a sad situation that they find themselves. As an immigrant myself, I know what it is like. I know what it is sleeping with one eye open and one eye closed. I know what it is not been documented. I know what it is not having job, not having money, not having anything. And as such, at this point of time, regardless of immigration law or not, empathy is required from everyone at this point. And we must not get carried away when we've arrived at our destination, thinking that we are better. I am better than KG. I am better than Uzo. I am better than Mr. Omori. Because in life, whether we admit it or not, I said it in my earlier recording. Where I am today, a lot of people have contributed to get to where I am today, directly or indirectly. It's called mercy of God along the way. And most of us sitting here, those of us sitting here, must have experienced the same thing too. And so, as we reach out, as we say our prayer to them, even those who would decide to go back home, some would decide to go back home. our prayer is that whatever they have back at home, if any, they should meet it, because there's nothing as sad as when you send money home to build a house for you, and when you get back there, that house is not there. After so long, it brings to mind what we had of Saturday, empty years of diaspora sojourn. That is very, very sad. That can be very sad. I lost KJ again, so I want to bring the broadcast to an end. Like I said, I will be back hopefully tonight. I will be discussing an interesting topic, all things being equal. Thank you, Mr. Mori. Thank you, user, for joining. I will give you 1 minute each. 1 minute, no more than 1 minute, to give your final conclusion, please. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Mr.
no, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at all. Already, he's not a stranger. He's not a stranger, so they know what they were voting for. So I'm not surprised, and I don't expect so much for him. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be disappointed. But to God be the glory. There are institutions here that will curtail his SSs. That's very sure. You know, they have started already. You know, telling him like there's a limit to which you can go. You know, presidential orders here has its own limit. There are issues that are not involved in it. You cannot just sit down. It's not about how you feel. Governance is not about how you feel as a human being. It's about how the people, how it's going to affect the people. You might not like it as a person. So this man is on a personal vendetta. He's hard to, it's almost like the Nigerian politician that will start blaming the previous, administration instead of thinking of a solution on how to fix the problem. So he's going to continue to blame Joe Biden from now till the last day. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oza. Your final words, please.
Oh, my, as what they used to say, if care is not taken, from 4 years, what you're going to be hearing is immigrant. It will achieve anything for the 4 years. You know, before you know it, a year is gone. It's just like tracking immigrant, tracking him, building wall. 4 years is gone. He won't ever achieve anything, and he's going to like make the country dry. Nobody's focusing on other stuff. So you use this one to like do other stuff. People are focusing on eyes all over the place. Nobody wants to know what is going on. How the family is going, both the real estate. Nobody even know what is going on anymore. Everybody is focusing on this. That's the only fear I have. Secondly, yeah, it's good to say, but we Nigerians, at least, if they say a list to deport, list to people go home, it's Nigerians. We say, okay, no, Nigeria. I think we already make our mark here. All right, yeah, it's not our country, but we make our mark. Nigeria will be the last immigrant, last step of defense. Okay, let's stop chasing Nigerian, because they know that in every industry, there is something that's we represent. Just like my company, the two Nigerians handling the IT department, and the Nigerian. Okay, imagine they didn't go. What happened in the company? Before they get a new somebody, it's going to be hard. They know that. All of us have our own task. So my point is, let's just leave it that way. Let's not to be like this thing is doing it just for enough for you. That's what they're going to be hearing. There's no good policy that can be coming. That's just my fear. So that's just it.
Thank you very much. KJ, your final word, please. Thank you for joining.
Okay, my final word will be thank you for having me also. You see, the truth of the matter is that politicians will always be politicians, and they will always do what they have to do. No politician that will not come into government and not blame the previous administration. None. In fact, the last administration blamed Donald Trump till the last day. So it's not new. Okay? And like I said, I'm not neither for nor or. I'm not for anyone. Be it in Nigeria and be it here, because they're all the same. It's just choosing between the devil and the deep blue sea. If you choose the deep blue sea, you have to know how to swim. And that's what we have all chosen. We chose the lesser evil. And having chosen the lesser evil doesn't now make that person to not be who he is. But we're looking up to God, who has created us and brought us here. Because for you to live here, either wherever you're living, God will have given you that right to move. Because it said the earth, the Lord, and the fullness thereof, all and everything that belongs in it. In fact, there's a place where the Bible tells you that it is God that makes way for you to move to any nation where you are, any place on the earth where you are. That is somewhere in Matthew. I'm trying to remember it. So, but what I'm saying, I say that let us always not be quick to condemning our Nigerian people. Government is meant to protect its own people. This, whatever the man is doing right now, is to protect his own people. What should be the reaction of our government is to make enabling environment. And like I said earlier, create an environment that can allow you to harness what Nigerians are learning and becoming. Open a space that can contain those Black Americans who have said to themselves, we are from Africa. Some of us are from Nigeria. We want to go back to our roots. They may not want to live permanently in Nigeria, but they want to have a place they can always escape to. Open up a development area called settlement for returnees. Those places should be made available and at low cost and no bribery and corruption, so that anybody who feels like, I want to, my ancestors were here in 1845, but now I want to go set up my root, and my root is Nigeria, and I want to set up there. They should have express way to get land and get accessory to build whatever they want to build. That's an easier way of harnessing money and technology than depending that you are waiting for evil to happen to your own citizens. Then they will come back and you now can have access to their money. That's such a bizarre way of thinking. So I will say to the government, let us be more proactive. Let us be more thinking outside of the box on how to better our own people. If our own governance system had been perfect, our people will not be where they are being told to go back. Because in the 80s, when I was in primary school, we had Indian teachers, we had Canadian teachers, we had Canadians who are teachers in our secondary schools
from Ghana. So
most of the Ghana, all those people.
Ghanaians.
Yes, okay, but we decided to destroy our own country. So before these people are running to us to make money, now we are running back to them to make money. So we should sit down to our, amongst ourselves and look for the brightest minds amongst us. And we have several of them. And say to them, let us reject this thing. It's not working. Until we come to that point, we will not be able to make way forward. And that's my final thought, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen, thank you for joining. Hopefully, I shall see you tonight. Have a lovely day out.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.